what did they do for the one they sent? Like
the outgoing correspondence, it's kind of like a carbon copy of the originals. They're all bound now into big volumes, and these carbon copies are on incredibly thin sort of onion skin paper, and they're really fragile. So luckily we've got them all microfilmed, so we don't have to go back to the original volumes too often. Right. But yeah, they're very fragile. But so there was basically a copy of every letter that was sent. But these letters, the director's correspondence contains the minutiae of the operation of the museum, which is quite interesting to look into. You get people writing, offering the director, offers of mummified cats, or a gun that had been used as part of the Hatfield-McCoy feud was one thing that sticks out in my mind. A part of a ship's wheel that had been destroyed in an explosion, and it was still had traces of blood on it. And so people were keen to give us stuff, but not necessarily
what we
always
wanted.
The stuff that we wanted.
Yeah, those early days of the museum, it's like people were still trying to figure out what exactly we were and what we collected. So,
Yeah, they were keen to sort of make it a museum of everything. We had like fossilized tree trunks at one point, and sort of, stone tools and that sort of thing, most of which have been, transferred to more appropriate institutions since. But back in the early days, it was let's just let's get a bit of everything, and we'll see where it goes.
It can be very easy to think that to get seduced into thinking like the way the museum has done things in your lifetime is just the way a museum has always been. But then when I see pictures of, the Great Hall just stuffed full of like plaster sculptures and stuff, it's kind of like, well, this was never sacred, was it really? Like, I mean, even just the way stuff is hung sometimes looks absolutely bananas to us. Like,
I love those early photos of the Great Hall where it's, there's sort of contemporary, there's genuine contemporary sculpture, or mixed in with casts of classical pieces, all this kind of, it looks kind of scattered randomly, and it's like, okay, what was it like to try and make your way through this space? And
it looks absolutely insane. Like, I mean, just the way it's displayed. But then I feel like, there are some times if you go to older museums that are maybe locked into those traditions, like, I don't know. I mean, I think there's parts of the Louvre that kind of look like that still. That's a little bit like, all right, we got a room, fill it with sculpture. Right?
Why not?
These letters, the other thing these letters just make me think about is like how beautiful people wrote. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I've seen anyone with handwriting like this.
No, that's the thing that anybody who looks through any of these goes, they just remark. They remark on the handwriting, how immaculate it all is. The minute books are all, handwritten, obviously, beautifully written in this purple ink. All the correspondence, handwritten. It's beautiful.
I mean, this one to Goshorn is just unbelievable. Like how precise it looks.
Well, this one is from the president from Grover Cleveland, politely declining the invitation to attend the museum opening.
Ouch.
But then, we go from something like that, this official correspondence, to this, which is a letter that somebody wrote on behalf of their daughter, seeing if there was a position for her at the museum that she might be able to, might be a good fit for, from a Mrs. Hardacre of Walnut Hills. There's also there's a lot of correspondence with locally and nationally important artists amongst that collection. So that's one of the it's one of the stars of the archives. We used to have the annual exhibition of American art each year, from the late 19th century and into the 20th century, and lots of well-known artists would submit works for that. So we got letters from Whistler.
Oh, wow.
And Rockwell, and a lot of big names are represented there. So it's a real mixture, that collection of kind of the day-to-day deliveries of coal and equipment and that sort of thing, mixed in with these letters from major artist.
Thank you for showing me this stuff and the stuff about the Art Academy, especially because we've only got about a week left to check out that exhibition. So if anyone's interested in seeing more things about the Art Academy's past, this would be a great way to connect it with the exhibition upstairs. They can check out. Well, It's always fun to poke around old files and records and things. I don't know. It feels, there's something about it that feels sort of adventurous, doesn't it? I guess that's why you got into it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a great job if you're a bit of a kind of bit nosy, because you get to kind of look at a lot of stuff that other people don't see, can't see. You get a peek behind the scenes. It's fascinating. You never quite know what you're going to find when you open one of these boxes. It can seem pretty innocuous, but then, you'll pull out a letter from the president, or you'll pull out some photograph of some part of the museum you've never seen before, and it's always a treat.
Yeah.
I should just say that the archives are available for the public to see. If there's anything that they think they might be interested in, just get in touch with the library. We ask that people make an appointment before coming along to see it, so we can pull out what might be relevant to somebody's research inquiries. But the archives are available for the public, for researchers. So just get in touch if you think there might be something amongst all of this that would help your research and you might be interested in seeing.
Well, thank you, Geoff, for showing me all of these cool things and bringing me down to the archives.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Art Palace. We hope you'll be inspired to come visit the Cincinnati Art Museum and have your own conversations about the art. General admission to the museum is always free, and we also offer free parking. Special exhibitions on view right now are Paris 1900, City of Entertainment, Giorgione's La Vecchia, and you only have until April 28th to see Art Academy of Cincinnati at 150, a celebration in drawings and prints. Opening April 26th is Phase 1 of No Spectators, The Art of Burning Man. Join us Saturday, May 4th, for a Family First Saturday that celebrates the art of Burning Man, and also for the opening of our newest installation in the Rosenthal Education Center, featuring interactive art from artist-in-residence Pam Kravitz. For program reservations and more information, visit cincinnatiartmuseum.org. You can follow the museum on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and also join our Art Palace Facebook group. Our theme song is Offrande Musicale by Bacalao. And as always, if you liked what you heard today, why don't you write us a nice review on iTunes or wherever you review podcasts. I'm Russell Eyrig, and this has been Art Palace, produced by the Cincinnati Art Museum.